Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right, I'm glad to see you all here on this wonderful day. Yeah, I'm like, I can't believe it, but I'm glad. I'm glad about it. So welcome again to the Niagara Community Information Group's monthly meeting. I'm Dr. Tina Schultz, founder and CEO, and I just want to say thank you so much for spending some time with us. This is for you, for our benefit, just to give information that you all requested. Speaking of that, besides your ticket for the door prize of a $25 gift card, I was going to get something else, and my husband says, I think people would rather just have money so they can do what they want. So we got a gift card. I like prizes. I like stuff you can like look in the bag and say, wow, I didn't know that. But just give me the money. But make sure you get your ticket. Make sure we're passing out a survey. It's a half sheet. If there's anything in particular that you want NCIG to address, as far as our 4 areas or even something else, please fill it out on there. You don't have to put your name on it, but this is how we plan for our year, based on what you request, okay? One area is community or civic engagement. Another is financial wellness, financial literacy, educational excellence, and health and wellness. So those are our 4 core areas. But if there's something else that you don't know that might not fit quite in that area, just put it in there. Put it on the survey. We'll collect them. They go in the basket. You can turn it upside down. You don't have to put your name on it. But just fill it out, if you would, please. Miss Sparkle is passing out some surveys in. She's collecting them for us. All right? So I appreciate that. Also on that table is a little square bucket that if you want to give a donation, since we are a nonprofit organization and we haven't gotten full funding yet, but we have hope. We keep hope alive with that. We do appreciate what the county legislator has given us, so we burn that up really quickly. But we do appreciate everything. Those weekly donations, those monthly donations that you all do give matter. They really matter. There's also opportunity on our Facebook page. There's a QR. You can make a donation through Zephyrs. 100% goes to NCIG. There are no fees or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about somebody getting rich from your donations. All right? Couple of things. On the table there, the information table, there are a number of sheets there. Please take a look. One is a sign-up sheet for the Alzheimer's Awareness Walk that is in October. It's going to be at Reservoir State Park. Beautiful location. Sign up. Sign up. Okay? And the other one is to celebrate Juneteenth at the libraries. Either the Main Street branch, both the Main Street branch and the LaSalle branch. They did not have any programming in place, but I asked, like, what you got going on? And they didn't have anything, but now they do. Okay? So there's opportunities all month. If you have some time, you want to read to students, they have books, a whole list of books that they have, or if there's a book that you want to provide to read to students, you can do that. It's a sign-up sheet. You just put your name, contact information, what dates you're available and times, and then we'll match you up to go and read, okay? It's either you and somebody or just you by yourself, either at the Main Street branch here at Earl Bridges or the LaSalle branch from Buffalo Avenue. But sign up, because since we asked about it, I want us to show up so they'll know that we're not just talking about it, but we're going to be about it. Thank you. Be about it. Thank you. Also, just for this Thursday, there's a sheet talking about let's imagine what's possible together. It's a meeting right at Doris Jones on Thursday at 5:30 talking about what to do with the vacant land over here, the brownfields in our area, how they're going to utilize those areas, those spaces, and what can you do to build there or not build. What do you want to put there? Speak up. Go and speak up. Also there we have many students that I had issues like this. They didn't have glasses. They couldn't see. So there's a free clinic, a pop-up clinic that Ficta, Endel, and Elmer are putting on June 13th. You can get the information there. They get free service. So they got glasses and everything included. So read, and get whoever you know out to this event, please. And as I said, at the libraries, you will see in our newsletter. We do have a NCIG newsletter. Did Josh, did he come in? Oh, hey, shout out to Josh Randall, people. He put together a fantastic online newsletter for NCIG. And if you send in your email, you will get to see it. There's a copy on the table over there from last month. We have a few copies left if you want to help yourself to it. That thing is dynamite. If it was up to me, it would not look like that. So he did an excellent job. He covered all of our core areas. So please, there's a lot of information in that, a lot of information. So make sure you sign up your email so that you can get a copy of the newsletter. Make sure you write neatly. I'm not going to say Kathy's name at all, but make sure you write neatly so we can get that email to you. All right? Yes. And there's also, this is going to be on the table about it's QR for the Juneteenth celebrations in Buffalo and in Niagara Falls. So that information is also on the table. Please make sure you take advantage. And as I said earlier, just so you know, everybody knows June is a busy month, not just because we're celebrating warm weather finally, but there's a lot of activities, particularly graduations. So, and prom. Niagara Falls High School is having their prom, but Prom and Fashion Week. Mr. Legislator Elder, can you please give an explanation of what this is?
Sure. So basically, with prom week coming up, we know there's a lot of people that don't have suits or dresses. So there was a program, it's called Prom-IS, P-R-O-M-I-S-E. They make a promise not to act up at prom and a few other things. And then they'll get a suit, clothed out. And this is for females and males. So they're gonna be collecting suits starting tomorrow, June 2nd to the 9th, at any of the high schools, or in any of the schools in Niagara Falls. So this information is available. If anybody has anything that they want to donate, I'm going to my closet, got a lot of old suits and stuff. Maybe some of them will be useful, maybe some won't, but they're collecting everything, so we want to make sure that these our students are ready. Yeah. So this information is here, and if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me.
Thank you very much.
You.
So this is good information because they're collecting, we just gave some nice dresses, dropped them off at the high school for girls who want a nice dress. And for girls who are regular size like myself, some good stuff. So just drop it off at the high school. Whatever you have, they will be totally appreciative. And because I said earlier, our little donation box is over there. Donation box is right on the table. We are doing another fundraiser. Last time we did at Christmas or the holiday time, we did one. It's called Holidance. We're doing another one in July and one in August. July is a spades tournament. In your online newsletter, you'll get this online newsletter. If you don't get the newsletter, you might miss the information. So this spades tournament is a spades tournament. For those of you who think you are that, you better sign up now. It's $40 a team. Team is 2 people. And it's going to be on Friday, July 17th from 5 to 11. All the details as to whatever, like how many points and everything else. It's going to be on Friday, July 17th, 5 o'clock at the VFW post on Seneca and Hyde Park. And we have basket raffles, 50-50, and things like that. You can come in starting at 3:30. if you want to sign up for a basket, you don't have to be there, but you have to be in it to win it. You got to go pay. So there's some nice prizes that are already in place. I want to say one is a nice little TV, but flat screen, of course. Do I have to say that anymore? No. So, so anyone can come. What?
I have a question. What about is it observation? Because I'm
You can come.
game is not of the park. Like,
You can go and look and cheer on whoever you think is all that.
I wanted to see what was going on.
Yeah, come and look, cheer on a person. There's concessions.
We need the parking lot.
Yeah, you can come and take part in the raffles and all that, and to cheer on whoever it is you want to cheer on. So, and there'll be some food there, not free, but food there. So doors open at 3:30. You can register. If you want to play in the tournament, you have to register. You can do it online, or you can do it by calling either of those numbers, or you can see any of the NCIG core people, myself, Mr. Barksdale, somewhere, Mr. Hamilton, all of us, any of us, okay? But get your tickets from me, all right? Me, that would be great. And the players are starting, you have to register and be present by 4 o'clock, okay? So it is a space tournament. And then once we've finished, you get a prize, a cash prize, and a trophy, bragging rights, and all that other stuff. So you can talk for a year until the next time we have one. All right? You can talk. Y'all know how you talk, so do that. And the next fundraiser we'll be having is in August 11th, it's a Thursday. It's a bingo game where you win some money. But it's a fundraiser, so don't look for Queen of Hearts kind of money or anything like that. But it's a fun time to get together. All right? And all of that, again, will be in the newsletter. Sign up, because we do not have any community meetings in July and August. This is when we help support other people. We will help other organizations. We can help do whatever they need done, or stand behind them to do what needs to be done. Okay? So we won't have a community meeting in July and August. But sign up so you'll know when. Okay? And when and what. All right? So we're going to move right along. Yes?
I have a real quick question. City Hall has put out a list of summer jobs. Are you aware of that for young people this summer?
I know they put out a list. I don't know where the list, I don't have that.
And also some activities that
Okay.
for young people.
Okay.
They don't have but one event in our neighborhood at the Doorstone, but all the other events at the high school, PAL, club, and so forth, all over the summer.
Okay. So is that on their website?
It's on the website, and
Okay.
they have handouts at City Hall.
Okay. All right. All right, good. Good. I don't have that, but check out their website, and that way we can have up-to-date information. All right? All right, so in a few minutes, we're going to have a nice little fun, interesting game of bingo, and it's going to be facilitated by Ms. Jessica Amisquitas. She is a community health worker who currently works as a bilingual program manager for the Alzheimer's Association of Western New York in Buffalo and in Niagara Falls. Okay? There she is. Go ahead and wave, Jessica. And then when I finish talking, she'll give you direction as to how we're going to do the bingo game. But I'm just going to give you a little bit more information. But she is passionate about building like good strategic partnerships to give resources to marginalized communities like we find here in this part of Niagara Falls. Her real goal consists of connecting families and community members with support services for themselves and for their loved ones, and as caregivers of people with dementia-related diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson. I met her at a LogCorp nonprofit community meeting a month or two ago, and they had fantastic information, so that's why I'm excited about you all listening to her today. Jessica pushes forward for the betterment of herself, and for the communities she serves. She's a busy girl, I'm telling you that right now, busy lady, let me say, not say girl. As an individual with lived mental health experience, she understands that neurological brain health has challenges that can impact your concentration, your memory, your physical, emotional, and spiritual, and financial abilities. So all of that matters. All of that rolls around together. She promotes Alzheimer's Association services like support groups, individualized confidential care consultations, and she's able to connect through religious congregations, block clubs, businesses, and family gatherings. When we have those cookouts, she can come and take a minute to say something to us. In particular, I've asked her to come because I found the information fascinating as to how Alzheimer's and Parkinson affects the Black and brown communities. It was bothersome to know all that's going on. So I'm going to ask Ms. Jessica to come on forward, and she'll tell us how we can go ahead and have fun and learn at the same time. Ms. Jessica.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you. How are we doing today? Awesome. Beautiful. So I would like to share just a couple facts about Alzheimer's and dementia. And by a show of hands, how many of you have directly been impacted by Alzheimer's or dementia? By a show of hands. Okay. So a few of us in the room. And that's important to know because sometimes I am just preaching to the choir, right? And I'm just sharing more resources that maybe you already know. But it looks like half of us in the room maybe have been, and half of us have not. So this is gonna be really helpful. It's gonna be a spin on a typical presentation because we are going to do a bingo game that's also going to be an educational game. So we're gonna have some fun while we're learning. But before we get to the fun part, I just wanna share some facts that maybe for some individuals that did not know what Alzheimer's and dementia was. So what do the numbers tell us? The numbers tell us that 1 in 3 older adults dies with Alzheimer's or another dementia. So when I say dementia and Alzheimer's, what do y'all think comes first? Is it dementia or is it Alzheimer's? Dementia? Dementia. Yes. So when you think about umbrella terms, right? So dementia is the overarching disease, and Alzheimer's is one of those diseases under dementia. So individuals could have dementia and then have either Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Lewy body. Those are some of the dementias under the umbrella. To give you a better picture of, well, what does that mean, Alzheimer's or dementia? And why are they different names? Because they have different symptoms, different signs, so that's why they're classified differently. We have not found a cure for it, but we have found that by healthy habits, like some of these 10 healthy habits that we will learn today in the bingo game, are preventable. So if you practice healthy lifestyles, you can prevent yourself from getting Alzheimer's later in life, which is huge for research. Because for a long time we thought, well, if your parents have it, right, grandma, grandpa, uncles, aunts, it's in the bloodline. It's genetics, you're gonna have it too. But that's not the case. So that is one of the risk factors, yes, but it really coincides with what you eat, right? What you eat, how much you exercise, what healthy habits you practice. So we're really gonna get into these healthy habits in our bingo game. Some of the other facts that I was astounded by, I was really shocked when I first started with the Alzheimer's Association was Alzheimer's and disease kills more than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. So it's drastic. And I do share those numbers because it's important that we have a picture of like how big is the impact and why am I even here? Is it really that important? I don't know nobody, right? So if you can't relate, you're probably like, I don't know nobody. This doesn't matter to me. But we have found with research that this is impacting individuals at a younger age. So most people would think, oh, when I'm 50, 60, I got years to, I don't got to think about that, right? If you're already there, you're like, well, I don't know. It might be knocking on the door. But we're learning that as young as 40 years old, you can be impacted with neurological conditions, which can increase to leading to having Alzheimer's or dementia. If you have a brain injury accident at a younger age, that increases your chances. If you indulge in certain substances, like drinking or smoking, that also increases your chances of getting Alzheimer's or dementia. So those are just some of the risk factors. And why am I speaking directly to you all? We have also found out that it impacts certain races. So it impacts women more than men, and it impacts African American and Hispanic populations more than our white counterparts. So those are some of the numbers, some of the data. What is Alzheimer's? For the individuals that are like, okay, these numbers are big and it sounds a little bit shocking to hear the numbers. What is it? So Alzheimer's basically causes problems with your brain. This is the organ in your head. And it impacts your memory, your thinking, your behaviors, and basically, eventually, it leads to severe impacts of your daily routine. Whether that's driving, if you're a driver and you drive often, it impacts like, where am I going? And if you're always forgetting that, that might be a serious symptom that you might want to talk to your doctor about. If you are cooking and you know all your seasonings they're right there in the left shelf, right? You always grab them and start cooking and you know where they're at. But for some reason now, you're picking up the spatula and you're like, what do I do with this? And what is this? And maybe you walk away from the kitchen and your food is always burning. And that's a consistent pattern because maybe you're forgetting that you was just cooking, right? If you're a cook, if you're a chef in the room. Or it could be something as, unfortunately, this is what happens to a lot of people. They're showering. They're taking a bath. And they're in the bath and they're like, where am I? What am I doing in here? And you're forgetting that you're just taking a bath. They're just showering. So unfortunately, these are some of the risk factors. These are some of the symptoms or signs. And when that happens, and that starts happening daily, like every week, every month, every year, it's probably time to get some tests. And I'm gonna give you all some resources that are on the table that you can read through that talk about the signs, the symptoms, the risk factors, treatment, testing. So although we don't have a cure, there are some treatments out there that you can take if you have early onset Alzheimer's or dementia. So the sooner you get into the doctor and you can get testing and screening done, if they find it early on, you can get some medication to help out with some of the side effects. If for some reason, maybe your family is in denial, right? Like you notice that maybe your mother, your father, grandmother, grandfather, or older uncles or aunts are experiencing some of these symptoms that I just explained, but your family is in denial, and you are the caretaker, right? You're the person with the big heart that knows that something is wrong, but no one in your family is understanding that this is a problem, right? This is why we're here. This is why the Alzheimer's Association is here, because we understand that some family members are just gonna be like, they're just getting old. It's old age. That's it. What can we do? They're 60, they're 70, they're 80 years old. They lived a good life. Yes, but they have more years that they can live an even better life, right? And with the proper support and the proper care, they can, that stress that's on you as a caregiver, as a big-hearted person in your family, some of that stress, you can let go of that once you're connected to the right services. And we all know how that feels, right? When we walk into the doctors and maybe they look like us, they speak like us, or they understand, right? So we don't have to do too much explaining. We feel seen, we feel heard, we feel cared about. So that's exactly the type of treatment that we want to connect families to with the Alzheimer's Association. We do care consultations. We do support groups in the community. And our care consultations are free. What is a care consultation? Basically, it's something that, similar to like a doctor, they will sit down with you. Our care consultant, she will sit down with you either in a local community space or in our office. Our office is in Amherst, New York, so it's a little bit farther from here, but we can come here and connect with you here as well. We can also do Zoom, or we can do a phone call, whatever is comfortable to you. And what happens in that care consultation is basically us connecting you to the proper doctors and specialists, right? Because your primary doctors, unfortunately, they're doctors, and we probably think they're a doctor. They should know everything about health and wellness, right? But that's not the case. They're specialists, they're called neurologists, and they really specifically work with your brain. So some individuals might get referred to like DENT or to UB. We don't say that you should go either way. We just give you the options, and then you choose what's best for you and your family. Okay. We also have a 24-hour helpline. So let's say you can't connect with us. You can't connect with me. Our 1-800 number, which is in the resource on the table when we play bingo, you can call that number at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, anytime. Why do I mention that? One of the big symptoms of having dementia or Alzheimer's is that families start wandering, right? So wandering is one of the things that unfortunately happens. And when our loved one leaves the house and they start walking around, they don't remember their name. They don't remember their address, right? So that's one of the reasons why we also are trying to connect with like first responders and train them and give them some more information about, well, how do you respond to someone? Because it's probably not the smartest thing to grab somebody's arm, right? Or try to shove them in a car when they're in that state of mind that they don't know where they're at or who's around them. So we're trying to do more training in the community to get more awareness about how to interact with individuals that have Alzheimer's or dementia. I'm trying to think about what else can I. It's a lot. Yes, it's a lot. It's heavy. But this bingo game behind me really lays out more of the healthy habits that we should be practicing. So, who's ready to play some bingo?
And before you go,
And I have some prizes too. There might not be gift cards, but yes, I'll take some questions.
well, this is something that we did. I was on the board back in 2006, 7, and 8 of Alzheimer's Association.
Thank you.
One of the things that we did is that we got the county of Niagara to join the Silver Alert program. And that if you start to have parents or others who are moving in that direction, the sheriff's department can issue a ban that have all of the addresses and information on there.
Yeah.
So that the person can be recovered within 24 hours as well.
Yep. So thank you for sharing that. So one of our services is also connecting families and giving them medical bracelets that basically is like a medical ID that like first responders can scan and they can see like your information. So we don't just give these out in the community when we're out and about, but we let families know that if they connect with us, that's one of the services that we can provide. So they don't have to purchase it at like, Walmart or CVS or one of those stores. And we also provide locks for like doors, windows, or stove. So those are some of the equipment that we can provide families. So if you need those types of things, I do have a sign-in sheet that I would like for everyone to sign in. And if you would like more information on things like that, you can just put a star on your name. You don't put no details. Just put a star on your name, and then we can follow up with you for a care consultation. Yes, and please let us know. We are definitely interested in getting some volunteers. So as yourself, what's your name?
Ken.
Ken was a board member, and we are always looking for community ambassadors, volunteers to do what I'm doing now, some education or tabling. That's just getting the materials you need and setting up a table in a community resource, health fair, and things like that. So if you have the time and you're passionate about the cause, we're also interested in hearing from you to become a volunteer. Yes.
The locks that you were talking about, do you provide those? So when we sign up and put that asterisk or star or something by your name, that is for you to get in touch with us.
Correct.
Us or the individual, and express our needs that we want. Now, also, part two of my question is, you might have locks, but I was told, because my daughter has special needs, the locks that you have, a child or something, in case of an emergency, has to be able to fumble and get that lock
To get it
undone
Okay, yeah.
to exit the premises if need be. Now, is that the type of locks that you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a sturdy, I'm a sturdy young lady. So if I push through that door, yes, the equipment that we have, you can definitely exit the premises. It's not like, jail facility type of security. But it's enough where you hear somebody rattling the door and you're like, I should probably get up and go see what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you also provide like stickers to put on the windows to say that someone in the home may be suffering or dementia.
We don't, but that's a great idea. EMS or first responders sometimes do suggest having stickers like that. We have not had them. Maybe they have had them in the past, the association, but I haven't seen them stocked up. So I think I should see about that, about having stickers for windows.
That's a little important because I do have a sticker on my car and on my window to indicate that there's someone in my home or in my car with autism, and that they may not comprehend everything you're saying to them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna definitely bring that up to the association and see how we can get that in our association. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Are there any last questions? I'll take one more question.
You mentioned before that Alzheimer has a higher death rate, or dementia has a higher death rate than prostate and breast cancer. Is the death like incidental death, like people walking out into traffic, or what's the mechanism that people are passing away?
That's a great question. I am not a statistic person, so I am not sure exactly how they found that research or those numbers. But what I can say about that data is that Past years, people did not, how do I say, they did not seek out treatment or testing for Alzheimer's and dementia. Now more people are more prone to asking those neurological questions of like mentioning to their doctor, I'm having memory issues, I'm having concentration issues, I'm forgetting my relatives, my wife, my husband's name. So now they're bringing it up more. So that's why some of those deaths are being recorded more. Opposed to in the past, it would be done by autopsies. Now we have more families speaking up, getting tested, so we have those numbers to go by.
But I guess part of it is, what about the Alzheimer's? Is it always that like you forget you're doing something and then that you get hurt, or is there a way that just having Alzheimer's actually can cause someone to pass away?
So a lot of the times it's correlated with other comorbidities. So whether it's cardiovascular disease, diabetes, so a lot of the times it's comorbidities. One of the other health conditions that comes up a lot is UTIs, dehydration. So a lot of those health issues, it's like hand in hand. So if an individual has like Alzheimer's or dementia, it is likely that they're gonna have other health complications in their life. So, and that increases the probability of death. Yeah. So we are hopeful though that the more families get connected to the proper services, the more services the families have, and the less likely that they are to die from accidental deaths.
People look at it as being a behavior issue, but it's really a brain disease, that your brain is being consumpted by itself. And so you have to make that, you have to understand that. And this is why the person loses cognitiveness, is that they don't even know why.
Yeah.
But it's because your brain is deteriorating in your head.
Yeah.
And it's always tougher on the caregiver than it is on the person, because the person does not know and understand this.
Right, and what we see is the outside behaviors, right? We see maybe the fighting back, or the pushing away, or the fighting with you because they don't want to shower, and it's been 3 or 4 or maybe a week or 2, and you're like, you need to get in the shower, and they don't understand. So sometimes as caregivers, it can be hard to differentiate that this is not, don't take it personal. Please don't take it personal with your loved ones, and give yourselves grace, because you're doing the best you can with the tools you have. But it is super important that you do connect with someone that can either provide some respite support or health home aid, personal care aides, or family member or friends that can step in from time to time to offer that support, because indeed it is a brain condition, so we can't see what's going on in the brain. That's why it's important to get like PET scans, MRI scans, get those scans in your brain so that they can actually get imaging. So they'll take a picture of inside of your brain and see what's going on. But if you don't want to get as invasive as those kind of scans, we now have blood tests. Thank goodness for research. That's why it's so important. Research is so important. Blood tests can detect certain genes that might be more prone to having Alzheimer's or dementia. There's specific testing though. So your primary doctor, if you ask for that, again, they're not experts in that condition. But if you ask your doctor to refer you to a neurologist, that is their job. That is within their scope. They can do that. So there is hope. We do have testing, we have treatment, we have cognitive testing that could be done by just verbal conversations. So your doctors, ideally, when you're about 50, 55, they should start asking you questions like, okay, we're gonna do a cognitive test today, okay? I'm gonna tell you a number or a color at the beginning of our appointment. So at the end, I want you to repeat me, what's that color or what's that number? How long are our doctor visits? 7 minutes? Oh, that's short. Hopefully they're like 15, 20 minutes. If you had a really good doctor, hopefully at least 30 minutes, right? So in those 30 minutes, they should ask you certain questions also about your brain. Not just about your heart, your physical exercise, diabetes management, blood pressure management. Your brain should also be in that conversation, okay? So yes, I'm not sure how much time we have, but if we can play at least 1 or 2 rounds of bingo, whoever wants to stay. If we can pass the sign-in sheet that's on the table, and again, I just want to thank you all for having us here. If you are able to stay for a couple extra minutes to play a bingo game, I have some prices, and we can learn a little bit more about healthy habits and how to protect your brain.
Okay, just
Thank
bring
you.
your chair over to the place at the table. You have a separate one. Bring your chair.
You know, I didn't recognize you at first.
Hi, Kenny, how you
But
doing?
you remind me so much of your mom. I love your mother.